Oh God. Oh God.
Okay, let's see here. How's it going, folks? Just give me a second here. Let me pull the stream up. All right. Um, just a short stream here about Ridvan. I don't know how do you say it? Aydemir. Okay, so he posted this, I think, a few days ago, and this is really, I think, a response to what his wife has said. Those of you who don't know who this Ridvan person is, he is an ex-Muslim, fervent Zionist, and anti-Muslim. He tried to push the idea that to integrate Zionism with orthodoxy. And really, he's not the only person who tries to do this. I'm sorry, let me share my screen with you guys. Um, he's not the only person who tried to do this. And I've personally spoke to many evangelical converts who wants to bring that um, type of ideology into orthodoxy, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But this is what he has dedicated to. I mean, um, he pretty much insulted everybody who told him that this is bad. Okay, and he doesn't want to change himself. He's determined to integrate orthodoxy with Zionism. He's determined on doing that. Um, and to do that, he even left his wife to do that. Okay, and in the beginning, his wife said that, "Oh, we're still fine," but then, she said, "Yeah, he's left me." And for those of you who don't know, the people who started dispensationalism, we see the exact same thing. We see, so with C.I. Scofield, he actually left his wife to marry somebody to who he thinks is, quote, prettier or would serve his political agenda better. And this is really satanic because uh, marriage, what is marriage in Orthodox theology? Marriage is the symbolism, okay, or the resemblance of our relationship with Christ, which the man takes up the role as Christ, and women takes up the role um, of the bride, which we will all become brides of Christ. Now, for people to violate that and to marry somebody else who they think is more important or, serve them better, that is adulterous. Even in this case, because he left his wife for an ideology, which is not just adulterous, it's actually idolatrous. Okay. Um, well, let's read some of what his wife said. Paisia's prayer corner. So she has said publicly that she's going to leave. Apostate prophetess is gone. Okay, so she's no longer about the political stuff. She wants to, focus on her catechumen journey. Even if the world turns against Christ, I will not. I know his bloodthirsty enemy. He is the same enemy who destroys the earth. He's the same enemy who would love to see people like me dead in my sin. He loves death and hates life. I stand with Christ. And this is what Ridvan said. I think that was a response to what Ridvan said. Even if the world turns against Israel, I will not. I know they're bloodthirsty enemies. Okay, so it's not about Christ, it's all about Israel. Okay, they are the same enemies who destroy the streets of Europe. Not necessarily, but they are the same enemies who would love to see people like me dead. They love death and hate life. I mean, you also love death and hate life of people that you don't agree with. And he has said that as long as the 20 civilians to one Hamas leader is a statistic, he's okay with that. Okay. And I stand with Israel. There you go. Let me respond to your let me respond to your comments in a little bit, guys. Just hanging there with me. So he's decided to, after I think they got into an argument. Um, he left her to go to Israel for another social media op trip. By the way, for you guys who don't know, Ridvan actually came to orthodoxy because of his wife. I mean, his wife has been the person who's leading him. Okay. And there's no way, I mean, personally, I don't think there's any way for him to turn to orthodoxy if he knew that we're anti-Zionist. He did it for his wife, and he was never genuine in it. We know he was never genuine in it. He's attacked priests. He's attacked nuns. He made a picture of Mother Agape and of her as a demon. Okay. So this person is emotionally not well, and he's extremely idolatrous. That's who we're dealing with right now. Now let's see what. But let me read your comments. Let me read your comments. I saw one Israel comment earlier, and it was pretty bad. He should not be allowed to be. I don't know. I don't know. He's not even a cat. I don't. He's barely a catechumen at this point. Holy crap! Bridgman left his wife over this. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know if he's a Protestant, but yeah, I mean, this is what happens, right? Your wife and you are technically one person, and that's a relationship that can never be changed, arguably even in the next life, because the relationship you build here are onto the ages and ages. Okay, that's why we don't allow. Uh, the Orthodox Church does not allow um, divorce in most cases, and in ways we discourage remarriage too, where you're told to be celibate and faithful after your spouse passes away. Okay. Now there are exceptions to that, I understand, but when someone betrays that, it's really unbelievable. But I don't know. I think Paisias is doing the right thing. Okay, obviously she's taken, the guidance of Saint Paisios. Okay, and she has two sons who you know, she has to take care of. Okay. And let's pray that her sons will not fall into the same trap as him. Okay. And, we would pray that she would be the one raising them, not the current stage apostate prophet. Um, there are cases, just letting you guys know that I know cases of priests discontinuing somebody's catechesis because they have, these sort of ideologies. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So let's see what he said. Okay. There's a few posts that I want you guys to see here from Paisius. Okay. Uh, here we go. Let's see here. Okay, I stand with Christ. She said it one more time. Okay. Good afternoon. Stop asking me about Ridvan. He left me. It's over. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah, okay, let's not ask her. Okay, let's not ask her. It's over. Um, I'm at the point where I want to block out the rest of the world and surround myself with Orthodox Christians. I need my family. God bless you. Okay, this is where she wants. She wants to grow closer to Christ, and Ridwan still wants to go on a crusade for Zionism. That's why this is not going to work. And we can see what Paisias is doing, what a good wife would actually do, which is not to abandon the person, is to pray for them, is to stand the abuse. And Saint Philothea, they did the same thing before she became a monastic. She was married to a very abusive husband, and she did not complain. She cared for him. She prayed for him, and then a few years ago, a few years later, after his proposal, she became a nun. But yes, this is even in these circumstances, I respect. No, seriously, I respect women who don't leave their husbands over this. I mean, of course, he has the freedom to leave, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to be the person who say it. If he's gonna continue this path, I hope that the Lord leads him away from a good woman. Okay, because that's what should happen. Um, the faithless, they have no business with a faithful woman. It's just simply not. And especially someone with him who's unrepentant, who are set on pushing this ideology within orthodoxy. And apparently, he has a following of evangelical converts that are trying to help him push this or that are, supporting him in a way. Um, there's more. Okay. 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 I don't know. I mean, by the way, by her look, she's on another level than the crypto Jew. So I don't know why she would even marry him. The teaching of Christ were left with apostles. Okay, so that's not understand if many of you think this, but it's not true. Relationships are not that simple. Just know that I'm coming to peace with this. I want to be peace with Ridvan. It's difficult being a public figure trying to come into the church. Pray for Ridvan. Yes, I mean he left, and then this is her attitude. I just want you guys to see her attitude. And you know what the worst part about this is like when you have these rants, you don't go to the church. You go to Israel. You don't go to Christ's institution to be healed. Instead, you want to go to Israel, the synagogue of Satan. So really, he has not been sanctified at all. He has not been purified. He has not been healed at all. But we can tell that's the opposite. And this is, I think, a direct result of spirituality. That Paisias is making a lot of progress in her spirituality, and while Ritvan really has not been making any um, progress. Instead, he's set on his ways. And that's really all I have to report to you guys. And then obviously we have grapers, a lot of grapers converting to orthodoxy, okay, and still want to be Fuentesites. I don't even know I said that correctly. And I think though, I just want to share this with you guys. I know we all expect a all-out political assault against orthodoxy at some point. I think this is the beginning of it. It's these ideas such as like groipism, quote, whatever nationalism. Um, these things, as we're getting more converts, and there are more and more converts converting for the wrong reasons, such as being quote based, right wing based, or what's the other one? Whatever they think it is, or trad. They convert for the wrong reasons, and if you convert for the wrong reasons, you're going to look for the wrong things. And I'm sorry, I mean it doesn't exist, and all of us here knows that it does not exist. If you look for certain ideologies, I mean, if you're in Goards, for example, right? Not to diss on Goards, those ideologies are not going to exist. If you're in the Antiochians, you know, those ideas are also not going to exist. And some Rockwood churches, those ideals that you look for don't even exist. So you're not going to last long in this faith because you're looking for the wrong things and you're not willing to, have the Spirit, have the church purify you. And if you think your ideologies are correct and everybody else just quote, you just slap people with leftists, you know what? That's okay. We're just online people. Okay, we're just online people, or we're just regular people. We're lay people. We're not going to tell you what's right or wrong. Go ahead and talk to your priest. Okay, it doesn't start from a catechumene. Okay, it doesn't start from the moment you get baptized and received into the church. It starts from the beginning of your journey. That's why you have to find a spiritual father. Okay, it doesn't start. You don't just start talking to this guy after you get baptized. No, because he is the person who's going to determine where you're going to go from your first step. Okay, it's not Jay Dyer, it's not FDA, it's not any of us, any of people on the internet, or any of these quote orthodox coaches on fucking Discord. It's you and your God and your Godfather and your spiritual father. Go ahead, don't come up here and say, "Yo, is he based?" No, go to your spiritual father, okay, and tell him. Ask him if he thinks it's based or not. If he thinks it's based, then I will say it's based. Okay, ask your spiritual father. You don't need to go around. This is we see this, including people like Ridvan. They go around the internet. They ask for a quote affirmation. Is he based? Yeah, yeah. Is he based? It's tribalism. It's affirmation, and it's idolatrous. Go ask your spiritual father. This person, the spiritual father, he needs to be the person who you can say, "Hey, Father, I said the N word 5 times this week." That's the person who needs to be your spiritual father, that you have no problem saying those things to him. And he will listen and he will help you. Okay? It's not us or anybody on the internet to tell you what to do. Okay? People on the internet, we just share analysis in our worldview. If you agree with it, thank you. If not, okay, go ahead and share. Okay, but we're not here to give spiritual advice, but this is what's happening. And I think this definitely is going to be the start of the political assault against orthodoxy. Okay, because the Roman Catholics are not, the Tradcasts aren't gonna, not gonna like it because the evangelicals fucking hate us. And um and the ideologies and the politics also hates us because we offer an alternative besides from the left and right scale that everybody is stuck in. Okay. So I think, again, as we get more converts who are not willing to shed their ideologies, they're going to try to form these tribes within Orthodoxy, and they're going to gather converts just like them. They're not going to listen. They're not going to want to be healed. They want to use Orthodoxy as something that that fuels as a supplement to fuel what they're doing. And this is what exactly what we see Ridvan is doing, right? He thought because Orthodoxy, Eastern Orthodoxy had, bad blood, and then with the Muslims, and then, his wife is converting. Then, I could probably, he thought he could probably use the Orthodox base to promote his anti-Islam work or just, sadistic nonsense that he's into. Didn't work, right? It didn't work because thank God that there are people who are seasoned in the faith who told him that it's not right, and priest, and he decided to insult the priest. And this is what we see with not just him, not just Zionism, with certain uh, ideas of nationalism. They come in, they do the same thing. And I think eventually, when those ideas gather to a point, it's going to be used as things that as holes against us. Okay, absolutely. Or there's going to be an internal war in which people who are genuinely in the faith has to do things to cleanse these diseases. Okay, we have to actually, would require a lot of people to respond to it, and that's going to cause certain repercussions both inwardly and outwardly. That's what I think the assault on orthodoxy is going to be like in the near future. So let me read some of your comments. Grant Herring, they have this Western phenomena rather than an Orthodox. Exactly. So, in the West, they have this legalistic view. Okay. It's like, and this is where sola scriptura come from. They have this idea, okay, well, Christ said this, so we do this. Okay. It's like they read the scriptures the same way. It's like a textbook. It's like a rule book. It's like a law book. But no, that's not how it works. Okay, there's economia, there's context. We don't care about that. We just care about policies. And the same thing with politics that they try to bring in with the policies. Okay, well, this doesn't work. We're going to do this. 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 But we're going to make everything actually work with that. Everything else work with it, including orthodoxy, which is the fatal failure. And these people are not going to last long. Okay. Ridvan abandoned Christians. Yes, he did. He really did abandon Christians. I mean, look at how much, he's having a good time. He doesn't go to the church for healing. He he got into issues with his wife. He went to Israel. Okay? He went to Israel. Okay? How does going to Israel heal you? I don't understand that. I mean, how long has he been a catechumen? What, like 5 months, maybe 6 months. He should know this by now. Yeah, I mean, we know that Islam is a violent religion and it needs to be contained and, you know, optimally destroyed. But Ridvan has taken his hate for Islam into just Arab people. So that's one too much. Okay. Uh, Also, he has shaped his entire identity around that. So, and he's never going to be able to get out of it. And we're not a combative. No, seriously, orthodoxy is not a very combative religion. We are actually peaceful. Okay, so um, we're actually peaceful people. So we're not the ones telling you to go out there and murder people. But he wants that. He thought it was going to be like that. He thought he can come in here and then rail up a bunch of Orthodox people to join the radical anti-Islam Zionist regime. I mean, crusade. And it didn't happen the way it is. I'm going to stay on for 2 minutes. You guys have questions or comments, and I got to end this. I'm just looking on his Twitter and see what he's been up to. Yes, that's true. I mean, but again, your hate for Islam does not need to transform into Zionism, and it almost certainly doesn't need to transform into rejoicing over Arab, just ordinary Arab people getting killed, which is what he turned to. So he was, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, he's responded to Muhammad Hijab's argument on what is it? On I think Piers Morgan when Muhammad Hijab was debating Rabbi Shit Molly, the statistic that Muhammad Hijab brought up is that it's 20 I think 20 civilians per Hamas fighter. Okay, and he went on David Wood, he corrected Muhammad Hijab. So, well, no, it's not that. Uh, it's 20 civilians to one Hamas commander. So that's okay. He said this. Okay. So this is sadistic. 20 he said 20 civilians to one Hamas commander is okay. This is what he said. So I don't know what to tell you. Do you love America more or policy? Nobody even responds to this shit. Let me see what else Paisias has said, and just make sure we didn't leave anything else. And what's the guy? Muslim meta retard. What's his name? Jake, whatever his name. He was laughing about this. He made a whole fucking video about it. Okay. Um, what this is? How many days ago was this? Uh, yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's a very short stream. I figure I addressed this, and we'll have to see where he decides to go from now. But the good thing is, oh, there we go. Here we go. Yes, I'm distancing myself from Ritman's content. He recently chose to separate from me. Okay, so you see, she didn't separate from him. He decided to make the choice, but still wants to support the family. We are on good terms and are still friends. I respect him and care about him. He is the father of my boys. Okay. Please pray for my boys and their dad. Ridvan's flying to Israel. Okay. Well, hope you guys pray as well. Yeah, I just I didn't, I'm gonna be honest, that's the last thing I expected him to do. Okay. And again, we're gonna reference before I leave, we're gonna reference Father Seraphim Rose again because he said that this fanaticism is going to grow and it's going to become idolatry, pretty much. Okay, and people are going to defend these ideas, whether it's whatever political idea or spiritual, ancestral spiritual idea that we're seeing in the United States. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's the certain national movements and the certain. If you look at certain symbols on these flags, we actually just got off a seminar with Father Turble talking about this. All these symbols, they're actually pagan, and they're a lot of them are tied to Norse spirituality and ancestral spirit channeling. I don't think you guys seen. You guys might have seen. Let me pull it up just so you guys can see it. This is my slideshow regarding the culture, and if you guys want to go watch that video, it's on my channel. It's already out, and I have a more in-depth one coming out. So we look at these nationalist symbols. Okay, these are very spiritual. Okay, so the SS, this is so the flag on the top left. It's the those of you who don't know Thomas Rousseau with his movement. That's one of the flags that he used. So we see the Black Sun in Ukraine, pretty much the entire Azov Brigade and many department of the Ukrainian military uses this. This is a German SS iteration of the Aryan solar power. Okay, so that's totally completely pagan. Okay, and on the right is a video of Azov who decided they burned a man alive on a crucifix to sacrifice to one of these ancestral gods. And we see this in Ukraine. This is the Aryan warrior ancestral sign here. And this one we see this is the Vokna, symbol of Odin. Okay, it's to evoke the warrior spirit. Okay, Norse ideology, and we see this a lot. Odal. Okay, this is also a a symbol to channel ancestral spirit. And again, the death of faith, this is what Father Seraphim Rose said, does not produce neutrality. It produces worship of men, of progress, nation, and of race, of the new order. This is what it is. Let me show you another quote from Father Seraphim. Okay. The coming religion of mankind will be an ecumenical synthesis of all forms of religious experience that will promise peace but bring spiritual slavery. And Zionism is honestly one of these things, right? And you see that the Vatican is starting to open up itself to this sort of idea. This is what Ridvan is doing. He's trying to create, and same thing as Sam Shamoon in a way. They're trying to create anti-Islam Islamisnanity, something like that, using that to unite people. And some, seeing the falseness of this unity, will fall into a false zeal, confusing faith with fanaticism and defending their own small truth with hatred. So this is certain type of nationalism, uh, and Christian Zionism, okay, anti-Islamism, anti-Islam okay, and all this stuff, right? This is, by the way, if you haven't read Orthodoxy and the Religion of the Future by Seraphim Rose, you should absolutely read the book. It will explain everything that's happening today. So yeah, I mean, this is really demonic, leaving your wife to do stuff like this. And this also tells you guys the importance of men in society. Men needs to be the one to lead women into spiritual worship, okay, or in spirituality. In this case, we're seeing the exact opposite, where Paisias, she has been the one leading Ridvan. And it's a good thing that at least he tried orthodoxy, but you know, um, as a woman, there's only so much things you can accomplish, right? You're just not authoritative in certain senses. Okay. Uh, but anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. I got a few streams that I had to edit. Those are the Monkey app and Omi chat raids that I posted one earlier today, and I'll post another one after I edit out some parts soon. And got a video tomorrow, and next week I got a video talking about my conversion story, and exactly this, by the way, because I was a part of certain, political ideology, and my priest made it very clear, one of my priests made it very clear that you need to shed that crap before you come into the church, because you can't come in here and have the church use the church as a supplement to your other agenda. Okay, it's not going to work. You're not going to last here. You're not even going to make it through. He said you're not even going to make it through catechesis if this is what you want to do. Okay. Anyways, God bless. You guys have a great day, and stay safe.